Hello everyone, Manthroll here. Welcome back to my new setup and most importantly, Suggestion Saturday video. Now there is going to be a special video coming out tomorrow referring to something like the new gear I have. I want to go over all the gear and I'll probably have multiple videos throughout the day for the new gears because there's not too... They won't be too long videos. They'll be relatively short. As you can already tell, you guys can hear the microphone, you can see the new camera. Well, you can't see the physical object, but you could see a better image. And there's going to be a few more things. Also, I got my prize possession today, so that'll be kind of nice. I want to get that shown off. If you guys can actually kind of see it, these chairs are actually quite amazing, I must say. So that is one thing I will say. There's going to be a lot of kind of my gear review of everything I'm using right now. Eventually I want to go over my computer and give you guys the specs and like the different types of parts that are in it. But that's all for another video. So most importantly, we're here for a Saturday suggestion video, and what I want to go over with you guys is RuneScape, of course, usually is a suggestion, and I'm sure other people have noticed it. So far, there's been different god abilities getting released over the time, and mostly they are all dealing with Zeros or Saren. That's about all they're really dealing with. I would like to see different abilities being released in the same fashion for the other gods too. And I was thinking about it, it's just like, okay, if we want to do a comparison, okay, let's say the ability codex you get from the dig site quest, it gives you, I believe, 4 different abilities that are all Zeros themed. You have the blood ability, you have the smoke ability, and then you have, I believe it was a shadow, and then the final one is the ice asylum, which is the healing one. And it's just like, well, if they give, well, let's say they give each god 4 abilities, and give them all a different theme, as if that's how they are. But since these abilities are really good, apart from the really high level one, the threshold ones have a benefit, but they also have a con to them. So I would like to see that implied with the other gods. But now, as far as like the equivalent to the Ice Asylum, okay, for Zamorak book, you could have a fire plume, fire pillar, and what that would do is it would have a similar, these would all have a similar effect as to the Ice Asylum. So the closer you are to that center, the better it is. And what the Fire Plume, the Zamorak version, would do is it would deal damage over time. It would have the same duration, it would have the same type of effect, except for it would base its damage off of the total life points, not the current life points, of the enemy you are fighting. Now this would be a little bit more complex, but it could also take in the same form as the Corrupted Shot ability, where your targeted creature is the main one that's getting affected with it. That is the only one you would be aggroing. The other stuff around it could still get hit, still takes damage, but it's the one that you're targeting that takes the most, well, not the most damage, but it would take the most aggro. So that's what that would do, and then the closer they are to the center of that fire plume, or fire pillar, or whatever it would be taking the most damage. The further you get out to a certain radius, there would be no more damage. Now, why do I say this? Because it's getting very apparent in a lot of PvP and a lot of situations like that. Well, PvP, not only PvP, but PvE, because a lot of bosses You got raid bosses, you got a bunch of other things. A lot of people are starting to do group activities more and more with that. So it'd be nice for those people to be able to actually do that and have a way of contributing and maybe doing something else at the same time. Maybe helping taking care of the smaller mobs and using those abilities for that kind of a situation. But that would be like the Zamrock one. Zerus one, we already know it's the Ice Asylum. It is actually kind of fitting for Zerus, considering all all four of the elements that are used. I know it's not your basic elements, but it's the elements for Zerus. The next one is... Now, I'm not going to go over all the gods, but I am going to go over quite a few. And I'm only going to do really a comparison to the Ice Asylum, because we can even discuss or think about how we would like to see the other gods and the lesser abilities kind of take place. And another one I would like to see now, like for Saradomin, for his version of the Ice Asylum. I'm not sure what it would be called, but I was thinking about like Holy Protection, and what it would do is the closer you are to the center, the less damage you take. So it's basically like a defense boost. Well, actually, not so much just the defense boost, but it's kind of like the reflect spell. So, well, the reflect prayer. So, the closer you are to the center, the more damage you can reflect back. The farther you're out from the center, the less damage you reflect back. So, and then the damage reflected is based upon, I forget how they do it with the Saradomin War Priest. It would have the same ratio as that, but it would last the same duration as like the Ice Asylum and the Fire Plume, Fire Pillar. Another one could be something like the Bandos one. It could be Earth Totem or something like that, and whatever it would be active, it would raise all your offensive stats by like maybe 5-10%, maybe less. 5-10% it might be too much, but it would raise your attack, strength, magic, and range, or your offensive stats by a certain percentage. Well, yeah, up to like 5-6% in the center, and then as the radius goes out, it drops more and more, all the way down to 1 and then to 0%, because at 0% you're too far right in the radius. So you want to have it kind of clustered together, but depending on the situation, you might not do that. So the person using that would have to kind of be like, okay, well, this is where the most of the DPS is coming from, so let's drop that here and then go away. So that's actually the idea. Now, these type of moves are not set in stone. They're just some ideas I had, and I kind of like them personally, and I would like to kind of see that kind of stuff in game. I would like to see more types of abilities. I would like to see more interaction from one god to the next. I would actually like to see a lot more type of god abilities in here. They're not really god abilities, but they're god themed abilities. So I think that's what my driving point is for this video, but that'll actually do it for that part. And just remember, there's a little bit of time or no time left at all. I'm not sure when this upload's going to be finished, to enter in for this week's giveaway. And just keep in mind, this week's giveaway is kind of on the smaller side, as I had announced in the previous video. But please let me know. Like right now, depending on when the upload's done, there's not too much time left. Where's my game clock? It's 22:48, so there's only about an hour and 10 minutes in game time right now as I'm recording. So by the time this is up, it'll probably already be too late. So if you're too late, don't feel bad. There will be more giveaways. Giveaways have been adjusted if you've seen today's earlier video. and the next giveaway will be a bi-weekly, and then I'll be announcing that. The loot, there's going to be a loot video every Saturday now too, as well as a suggestion Saturday video. And what the loot video will be is it'll be, you know, just a boss fight, you know, like boss fights, and going into that, and it'll have some kind of hints as to what is going to be given away in the following giveaway. Now, since I am reaching further out, and it is going to be a 2-week bi-weekly giveaway, I'm not actually going to tell you guys what's going to be given away anymore. I'm actually going to let that up to surprise. Sometimes it's going to be really awesome stuff. Sometimes it's going to be, like, you know, maybe okay stuff. But like I said, and also in the previous video today, expect bigger bosses to be coming soon too, because I will soon be going on a vacation from my main job, and that means I will be trying out Telos. I already tried out Breivik, if I'm saying his name correctly, back when God Wars Dungeon did come out. Well, God Wars Dungeon 2 did come out, but I know there's some tweaking and fine-tuning I had to do because I kind of got my butt slammed, but I did beat him a couple of times. Yeah, so there's going to be more bosses, so it's going to be probably getting more mixed up unless there's a boss I absolutely cannot handle, so. But, and also there will be no group, like, bosses, because splitting up the loot and getting it to where everything's fair, that's just, it's not going to be possible for a giveaway type thing. So, but that'll actually do it for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, later guys.